Welcome to Charts Africa TV. In today's video, we will be talking about Moroccan rapper French Montana. The rapper talked to CNN's Larry Madow on his documentary titled, For Khadija. They also talked about his unlikely immigrant story, how he navigated his change-making career, and how the country Uganda played a pivotal role in his life. Let's watch the video now, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share our other video. Thank you.
I feel like success comes when you struggle, and it comes when a lot of people come together and sacrifice. Sacrifice is a big part of it. But people don't want to tell you about the struggle, what it took to get there. You know, I want to let people know, you really want to do this? This is what happened. I'm a rapper from Morocco, showing that anything is possible. What up, what up? It's your boy French Montana, and I'm a change maker.
The stars were out in New York City on June 16. Celebrities including Vin Diesel, Busta Rhymes, and Diddy all came out to support French Montana.
Man, I love it, man. I just, you know, when you work on something for 7 years and you finally see it done, it's like, you know, it's just a beautiful feeling you can't really explain.
The Moroccan-born multi-platinum selling MC was premiering his documentary titled For Khadija.
I was an immigrant with no papers. I can't go to college. I can't get a job.
My pop didn't like the way French was going, and he wanted to leave French. But I just remember my mother working 2-3 jobs.
I walked in on my mother one time crying, praying. You don't want to see your mother like that. What other options you got? Hit the streets.
Your documentary, For Khadija, is a beautiful love letter to your mom, an immigrant mom who brought you and raised you in the US. Why did you want to tell this story at this time?
Because, you know, when we first came here to America, that's when the journey started. But the journey was complete when my mother was able to go back. So the story started from then, and the story finished when she came back. Because it was, you know, we came here immigrants. We came here with no papers. My father came. He tried different businesses that didn't work. He went back. So my mother stayed. She did not know English, welfare. I mean, you know, the grind of all grinds, you know.
After your dad comes here to the US and it doesn't work out and he goes back,
yeah,
and she's left raising you and your two brothers,
yeah,
alone in the Bronx without knowing English and trying to make it work. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, for her to just tell my father I'm not going back after 30-something years of marriage, just because she didn't see no future for her kids back in Africa, and she was like, I'm gonna make sure my kids become something. I mean, that's sacrifices that only mothers can make.
French Montana, whose real name is Karim Karbouche, was 13 when he and his family moved to America. He says they had a pretty comfortable life in Morocco and traded it to end up in one of the rougher parts of New York City. Talk about the Bronx.
Yeah.
It's a really tough neighborhood. That's what you found yourself in.
Yeah, exactly.
Fresh off the boat.
Yeah, so it's like Gladiator. If you watch Gladiator, it's like Gladiator. You train and you step out to the streets. You make a right, you could die. You make a left, you could hit the jackpot. So that's New York, as you never know. It's like Russian roulette every day. So basically growing up, but the biggest thing about it is not just that, is Americans, when they're born with a Social Security. They're born with so many benefits that we wasn't able to get when we came as African kids. We was immigrant. So we was moving like aliens. We know, I couldn't go to play basketball for college because I couldn't get a scholarship because I didn't have Social Security. I didn't have my papers. I couldn't get a job. I didn't have no papers to get a job. The only jobs you can get is the one like my mother got, where she get like $100 for like 12 hours getting slaved. You know, so some people have it hard, but I think we experienced it harder than the people that have it hard, you know. It's like we was in America, but still living like we in Africa.
Right.
No, actually like worse, because we was living better when we was in Africa.
Because you came from, your dad was successful. He ran a jewelry business in Morocco that was doing well.
Yeah.
So you could have gone easily back to that and had a comfortable life.
Exactly. My mother could have went back, but she saw something that none of us seen. You know, she saw the future, and she sacrificed. So this doc is about her sacrifice.
All right, cool. We're good.
It's a far cry from the Bronx. We gotta be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, far. This is probably the size of the whole neighborhood I lived at.
It seems his mom's sacrifices paid off, but not without some losses along the way.
From Africa to the world, from
The real embodiment.
the immigrant American dream.
We'll talk about some of French's low moments next and learn how he earned his moniker.
What's the concept for this photo shoot?
Moroccan star. You know, just the concept I think they got from DMX, but also paying tribute to DMX, but also, you know, remaining close to the culture of Morocco.
Posing for cover shoots is a regular thing when you're a musical star like French Montana. The recording artist with more than 36 million Instagram followers and numerous chart-topping hits has come a long way from rapping on the streets of the Bronx.
Over here. What the f? Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Come on, Gunner, let's go.
Listen, man, I bang early, came pearly, holding toast to both hands. Shirley is the dope man, dirty. Coke grams 30, hope fam, know my hope land 30. Whoa there, shorty.
Just imagine you in Africa and you telling somebody, I'm gonna go to America and I'm gonna become a big rap star. Imagine me just telling you this in Kenya. And I'm like, you're gonna look at me like, man, I love your confidence.
But that's never gonna happen.
That's
never gonna happen.
That's never, so some things you just gotta keep to yourself. Some things you just have to keep to yourself as a kid. And as big as your dreams are, you just can't tell nobody because they're just gonna put their fears on you. Going to New York, when I went, is like going to Chicago Bulls, 96 when Michael Jordan was playing.
Right.
And you just pick up a basketball and say, yo, I got next. Everybody just look at you like, it's like, you know, that's what it was. Me coming
like you're
in
dreaming.
Yeah,
that's never
like,
gonna happen.
Bro, like, what are you talking about? You Moroccan, like get out of here. Like, you like, what are you doing? You can't even speak English. Get out of here.
So even the name French comes from the fact that when you first got here to the US, you didn't speak any English.
Yeah, so it was more people that was speaking French in the Bronx than speaking Arabic. So I was speaking to all the Africans that lived in my neighborhood in French.
All the West Africans from there.
Yeah, exactly. So all the hustlers in my block heard me. They was like, who's this kid? They're speaking French. So every time I would go to the store or something, they'd be like, yo, French. Yo, Frenchie. Yo, bonjour, come here. So, you know, so it went from a joke to like, all right, you know what? I'm going to take the name French and I'm going to run with it.
I'm claiming it.
Yeah.
And then Montana is from Scarface.
Montana's just from hustling. I couldn't go to college. I couldn't get a job. My mother's struggling. They put my back to the wall. I was like, look, I'm going to just leave it in Allah's hands. I'm going to just hustle, trying to make a situation better because I didn't see the situation getting better. It just made me relentless, you know? Slang whatever the you got to slang with this, guns with this, coke, weed, this, that. At first, I did it to get my mother out of there, and it became something that it was just like, oh, I can make this type of money?
Hustling in the streets eventually led to French Montana getting shot in the head after a former friend tried to rob him. The near-death experience motivated him to focus more on music and his faith.
When miracles happen to you, when you get shot in your head, you get shot in your body, you go through certain things and Allah protects you, you know, He protects you and He brings you closer to Him. Me, when I was in my almost in ICU, I really, you know, a voice came over me, asked me like, yo, what did you? I'm like, I ain't do nothing. All I did, I've been trying to get cars, houses. I've been trying to get with the flies ladies to give back for what He gave you. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was like, okay, I gotta get my prayers up. I gotta give back. I gotta do this. It's moments you have to go through that you're gonna have to know that Allah is real.
Are you still deeply spiritual? I noticed there's the banner over there with the names
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Allah
yeah.
from the
Of course,
Quran.
of course. Yeah, makes a lot and everything.
You tweeted a couple of years ago who's fasting for Ramadan. Do you still fast over Ramadan?
I've been fasting Ramadan since I was 9 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you manage that in this crazy industry, in this crazy world?
Man, like I said, I stay, the bigger I got, the more I got tapped in with Allah. Ramadan, when I first used to do it, I used to just fast. I would smoke at night. I was going through a lot. People stressed out. You're trying to see where your next dollar coming from. You was doing Ramadan without doing Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? You in the streets, you starving. It's like,
Right.
yo, it started off like that. Then every Ramadan, I got better. Now Ramadan, I don't smoke, I don't drink, no hookah, no females. There was, but I feel like we all make mistakes. The reason why we're here, because we all make mistakes.
You say in the documentary that the hip-hop lifestyle was a form of expression. It's a therapy for the soul.
Yeah.
Explain that.
We're from Africa. People, you can't tell people in Morocco or Nigeria or Ghana or Kenya or Cameroon, nowhere, but like, I'm going to therapy. Like, are you sick?
They're like, what?
Like, are you sick?
Yeah.
So my therapy was, I get my pen, my book, I write, I go in the booth, I express myself. Song by song, writing my struggles, living my life, and it became therapy. It became, therapeutic to the soul. It was like, when people go to college, it was like, instead of me going to college, I didn't know that I was literally in music college, just being in the Bronx in the museum. Like every day I wake up, I have to battle somebody here, have to battle here, I have to go here. We battled. They thought we was gonna win. A shootout happened. It's just like it's a big college semester for you to graduate. So it's like KRS-One down here, Big Pun used to come play us the album. Fat Joe lived down here, Slick Rick lived down here. Talk about the fathers of hip hop. African Bambaataa, like the people that hip-hop was created a couple of streets away from me. It's a game that's protected. It's a barrier that's protected. So for them to let you in, everybody have to be like, okay, we like this kid.
Open about the lows of your life as well. Your friend getting murdered,
Yeah.
another friend getting a long prison sentence,
Yeah.
your brother getting deported.
Yeah.
Why do you share these less glamorous aspects of your life?
It's because people just see French Montana, Diamond Records, streaming, this, that, look at this house you in. It's just like, but they don't see that, all the stuff that I lost. You lose your brother, get deported, your best friend doing 75 years, your other best friend dead. The people that used to motivate me to make music is not even here no more. But I still have to push through and stay strong and still make it happen.
Unforgettable, which
Yes.
you filmed in Uganda with Ghetto Kids. It's your biggest song, most
Yeah.
streamed on YouTube and
Yes.
Spotify. What is the special sauce there?
I think going to Uganda healed me first because I got a chance. It's a powerful land. It was like a powerful moment in my career. I had just lost Chinks. And then Max B had got 75 years in jail. Like, I needed to heal, so I needed to go somewhere. For some reason, Uganda healed me. And I met these kids, and we opened up this hospital, and Sway Lee was there. It was like a moment, me and him, our first record together. It was a collage of things that happened that was just like, wow. Like, it just came together. Like, I can't explain it, it just came together. And it was just like a moment.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And this is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
10 million presented to French Montana to commemorate diamond certification of more than 10 million copies of the record. Unforgettable.
Yeah. That's one of the miracles.
Next, French brings his miracle story to the big screen with help from some special guests.
You wanna do love too?
about the immigrant narrative in America. I think it cannot happen almost anywhere else in the world. That a kid from Morocco can move here at 13 without papers. You can go to college and then you make it big.
And not speaking English.
And not speaking any English.
And pick rap where you have to speak English better than anybody to become a rapper.
Right.
So it was just like, there's a saying, they'd be like, everybody thought it was impossible until the fool came and did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's that kind of mentality you gotta have. It's just a leap of faith, man. It's just like, sometimes my manager and people tell me like, it's like, God just made you up. Like the mistake turned into a miracle. It's like it took for your mother to really say she want to struggle for this diamond to be born.
French, of course, chose New York City to premiere the documentary about his life. Many of his friends from the entertainment world were there to help him celebrate.
French is a source of inspiration. French is a one-of-one story. We've never had, in the history of our culture, a story being told by a Moroccan native.
Essentially, we see rap artists as these big sort of superheroes, larger-than-life figures, and at the end of the day, I knew that there was something that drove him, and I wanted to get to the heart of what drives him. And so ultimately I found out that it was his mother, and I think that he ultimately has seen the sacrifice of his mom and how much she gave up in order for him to achieve his dreams, and that really does fuel him.
And this story is truly compelling. It inspires me. And I tell people all the time, imagine being in Africa, not having no Wi-Fi, but having a dream that you can actually come to America, be a world-famous rapper, make your mother proud, and change the world, and that's what a French Montana did.
Your documentary also gives a platform to some unknown executive producers, somebody called Drake, somebody called Didi, very unknown guys. No one has ever heard of them.
Yeah, it's my backup dancers. Yeah, definitely, man. I feel like they've been a part of my whole career. I could have got anybody to just come and executive produce, but I wanted to be genuine. I wanted to live forever.
The star of French's documentary was also present.
My mother's just stayed in the States for 25 years to make sure we was good without seeing her family at all for 25 years. I felt like that when the doc finished, when my mother went back and she met her family, this and that, it was complete. Because it was always about French Montana, but people don't know that it was my mother. She's the real hero, and she stole the show.
In the documentary, you go to Morocco and you reconcile with your dad. Did you have any resentment toward him?
No. I think he expected me to, but I didn't. My heart is not built like that. But to me, I think it was a good thing that he left me in a situation that he did.
Why?
I would have never been French Montana. I thanked him. Thank you for leaving me. If you would have stayed and I would have been Kareem Karbouche, I would have been mad at you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing that he left. There's no negative thing about it. I got my hustling mentality from him. It runs in the genes. He was a hustler that got us the visas to even get to America. So it's almost like, he running marathon with the stick. He handed me the stick and I just finished my lap.
To make his documentary premiere truly unforgettable, French ended the night with a performance of his biggest song.
She wants the last name with the ring on the praise on it, not a million cash on blank on it.
Man, it's actually just dope. The song still holds its value, it holds its weight. It's one of the biggest songs you play it. You can play it anywhere, at a wedding, a concert. People march to it, people dance to it, so it's dope, man. We're just gonna touch the people real quick.
And French flew in the ghetto kids from Uganda who made the song special to him.
Make some noise for French Montana fucking
we last worked together in 2017. So when he called us this time on this very beautiful big show, we were like, yes, we have to go and make it, and we're so excited. I feel like we're family, and we really appreciate that we're part of his journey. Yeah.
Of all the accomplishments that you have garnered since you got into hip hop, what are you most proud of?
That I paved the way for Africa, that I paved the way for Morocco. You know, that I showed them that anything is possible. Like you don't have to put no limits on yourself. Just go out there and work.